So the best way for me to explain this to you is by comparing it to the emotional cycle of change. So some of you might have heard of this, but let me draw a little diagram. I'm going to draw a little diagram here. So the emotional cycle of change kind of looks like this. So in the first stage, we have uninformed optimism. And you might have heard of this in another context, in a business context. I mean, this is a very well-known cycle. And then, so the uninformed optimism stage, this in relationships, you can compare it to the honeymoon phase, right? This is when you're wearing your rose-colored glasses. You can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. Maybe you're ignoring the red flags at this point, right? The thing is, the relationship is probably feeling awesome at this point. He's planning dates. He's buying you flowers. You guys are both on your best behaviors, and it's easy to be awesome in this phase, right? Because everything feels awesome. Now, the next stage is informed. Well, that's a horrible, horrible I here. Informed pessimism. Informed pessimism. I can't even spell that. All right, so this is when life starts throwing you curveballs and things don't seem so perfect anymore. Maybe you're settling into the routine of everyday life. This is when you start noticing each other's flaws. This is when you start thinking, you know, this is harder than I thought. You know, not everything's perfect. This is when there are things that aren't so awesome, or you're starting to think like, whoa, where were all these red flags that I missed at the beginning? Was he gaslighting me all along? And you might start holding a lot of resentment towards your partner at this stage. This is when you see, you know, the negative. He doesn't help out. He never takes you out on date nights anymore. And gradually, you might unknowingly and unintentionally be letting your awesomeness slip away. And then that's when you get into what's called the valley of despair. Or I call this rock bottom. This is what I'm referring to all the time when I'm talking about rock bottom in my relationship. So this is when the relationship starts feeling awesome. It stops feeling awesome, right? Overall, you certainly aren't feeling awesome yourself. And you know what? Your actions are probably reflecting this also. This is when you start believing you've tried everything, right? Or maybe at this point, you've officially labeled your partner a narcissist. Or maybe also this is when you feel like you've started falling out of love with your partner. Now, you can choose to stay in stage 3, right? This is when women settle in their relationship. That's when maybe they stay for the kids. Or this is also the stage where women decide to leave their partners too, right? We start thinking the grass is maybe greener on the other side. And the problem is that women think they have to start over, right? You might be feeling that way, or that their partner, you know, doesn't deserve for you to change or to be better again, right? They believe they can't be their awesome selves anymore because of the circumstances. Now, if you can get through the valley of despair, this is where we have informed. Oh, I keep doing this with my eyes, eh? No. Informed optimism. Now, this is where my happily ever after method comes in. This is the stage where you go back to that honeymoon phase, but with wisdom this time. And I'll go deeper into the method in a few minutes. And then you have stage 5. Stage 5, not sure it really applies in love, but it's like completion or, you know, success or the outcome that you want, right? In love, I say maybe that doesn't really apply because love is, at the end of the day, it's a journey, it's a destination, right? Maybe this is where when you guys are like buried together, that's really a morbid thing to say, but I guess you could say this is like the until death do us part of the whole cycle. So with the happily ever after method, I'm either guiding you, right? I help you get through this process faster to get over here, or we're compressing it. We're compressing the amount of time that it takes for you to get from wherever you are. It could be uninformed optimism. Maybe you're in the beginning of the relationship and everything is great and you're like, okay, what do I do to make sure it stays like this forever or it just grows stronger, right? How can I get from here to here? Okay, so that's going to take a powerful woman, I have to say, to do that. And I know you guys are out there, the women who don't even want to get here. They just want to know how to get there. Okay, you're out there. I know you're out there. And then, for informed pessimism, valley of despair, how do we get you out of here faster? How do we compress that time frame so that you're not missing out? I always say, I wish I would have known these things faster. There's like 3 years of my relationship that my husband and I could never take back, right? When we were in this area here. We can never take that back, never get it back.